Hey there guys, Animelting here, and my mustache has gone. But this isn't just a video about my upper lip. No, today I will be talking about the current fall season of anime, of which is almost over. But nevertheless, I'm going to give you my impressions of a couple of them. Starting with BlazBlue. I've watched 3 episodes of BlazBlue, and I don't really feel that inclined to go back and watch much more of it. I kind of went into the BlazBlue anime thinking I'd get more of the story out of it. For those who've played the actual games which it's adapted from, you'd know that a lot of the time the story is quite incomprehensible. Yeah, the anime didn't help much. The studio have done a decent job animating it, but it didn't really hook me in those 3 episodes, so I'm going to take my time in watching that one. On to another show which I've watched about as much of as I have BlazBlue, but I'm enjoying a whole lot more, and that's Log Horizon. Log Horizon, I think, surprised a few people. I don't think many people are expecting it to be this enjoyable. The OP has clearly won the best OP of the season. They've gone for a very simple formula, and that's just worked really well with the show, and I just can't say anything else other than I'm enjoying it. And it's also going to be continuing on into the next season, because it's 25 episodes long. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with all of those. Anyway, on to Non-Non-Biori, which is the slice-of-life comedy of this season, which is about a girl going from one place to another and living in a new town and going to high school there, and it's just a nice, funny one. Odds are if you like slice-of-life comedies, then you'll like Non-Non-Biori. Now, I can't say much for the story of Kill la Kill. It's interesting, and they are putting things in, but there's no real cliffhangers, because there's just this one overarching story of wanting to find where the other half of these scissors have gone. More than anything, I think it's just the studio flexing its muscles, showing what exactly it can do, and visually it is really entertaining. And the fights take up a large proportion of the show, as well as a lot of the comedy scenes, which are really good. It's not one of the best of the season, but it is an impressive display of what this company can do with the right material. So next I'm going to talk about Golden Time. What we have is a character who's got amnesia and can't remember anything before college. He just went to college as a new start. There he runs into this guy who's running away from the stalker girl who wants to marry him. And her introduction is wonderful because she hits the guy with roses! I really liked her character introduction. Without a doubt, this show has been one of the most interesting of the seasons as well, because we have seen relationships explored in a college or university setting, which we don't really see that often. We've had only a couple, like Honey and Clover and a few more. A lot's to be said about the relationships of the characters in the show, and the actual characters themselves, which are quite interesting. But if I did that, we would be here for a while. So I'll just nail it down to Tadabanri and the lady with the roses. Tadabanri is the guy with amnesia, and he is interesting because he's a very flawed character. And then there's Kagakoko, whose name is just fun to say. She's the lady with the roses, and she is obsessed with this childhood friend of hers. And that's how she meets Tadabanri. I won't say much more because I don't want to give any spoilers away for a show which you really should watch if you're into those sorts of genres. Finally, I'd like to talk about the anime in the thumbnail, which is Samurai Flamenco! Samurai Flamenco is an anime about a male model who wants to become a superhero. And by hell or high water, he does it. A lot of people have compared it to the comics and movie Kick-Ass, and there certainly are some parallels in that this is a self-made superhero, and he fights just everyday crime, though I don't think there's many similarities beyond that. Hazama Masuyoshi is a well-meaning guy who just really wants to be a hero and create good in this world. But he is the moral compass of the show. He fights for what's right and good. He's supported by Goto-san. He is a police officer who meets Hazama one night accidentally, then the two form a really strong friendship. The series has seen Samurai Flamenco, the character in the show, rise in popularity, and each time he becomes more popular, he faces new challenges. And I'm glad to see that this isn't a week-in, week-out monster fight Samurai Flamenco, though if you have watched the most recent episodes, you'll see it's going in a completely new direction, which I have no idea how it will affect the show, and I really hope that the new direction that they take is a good one. Anyway, those are my impressions of the anime of this season that I've been actually watching. I know I have probably neglected some really good anime out there, but regardless, I'd like to know what you think. As always, can you please leave a comment down in the description? Until next time, I hope every anime you watch is a good one with people slashing other people with roses.